Hello and welcome to the Snickerdoodle Knits YouTube channel. I am Jessica, the knitter and designer behind Snickerdoodle Knits. In this video, I am going to be talking all about the Cozy in the Mountains Mittens pattern design. This pattern is one of two in the Next Door Neighbors collection. So the Next Door Neighbors collection is part of a larger series. The first one was My Forever Home, which was based on my home state, Montana. The second one was A New Home, which was based on the state where I now live, which is North Carolina. And then Next Door Neighbors is focused on like growing up in Montana. Our neighbors were in Canada. So Next Door Neighbors is all about Canada, and it includes two patterns that used yarn from Canadian indie dyers, and the yarn weights were both super bulky. So the Montana collection was DK weight, the North Carolina collection was fingering weight, and the Canada collection was super bulky weight. Just a little more symbolism there in climate relating to the yarn weights. So the Cozy in the Mountains mittens, first of all, they were designed using Leo and Roxy yarn. This is their super bulky weight base in their Monet colorway. It's this really pretty color with purples and a little bit of blues and whites. I just love it. It's beautiful. And as you can see, the super bulky, it's super cozy. It's really thick. It's thicker than most super bulkies that I work with, so I mentioned that in the pattern. When you're selecting your yarn, definitely pay attention to the weight of your yarn. I also had like a test knitter who just used bulky weight held double, so that's another option. And I guess since we're here, usually I put this at the end of the video, but talking about yarns, in each of my patterns I have included all of the information for the yarn that I've used, but I also have a blog link in the pattern for alternative yarn recommendations and color suggestions. So what I've done is the first half of that blog is other colors that I love from Leo and Roxy using this exact base, so that you can basically replicate exactly what I've done, just with a different colorway. So that's the first half of that blog post is. The second half of the blog post is yarn recommendations for alternative suggestions, so more affordable yarns from like bigger box stores. So that's a resource available for you. I've linked it in like on the pattern pages. When I have the yarn information, I have a link to the blog there, and like I said, it's also linked in the pattern. So the idea with Cozy in the Mountains is they're supposed to be nice, cozy, warm mittens that you'd want to wear in the mountains of Canada, where of course it's cold. So of course they're super bulky, warm, and cozy. And then I've included just a simple cable up the edge of both hands. So that's just located on the outer edge of your hand. And it's just this simple cable that of course is thick and bulky because of the super bulky yarn. And then when you turn it on its side, it sort of looks like a mountain range. It's just these peaks that are created by the cables. So it's really fun knit. It's really quick, of course, because it's super bulky. I think for the pair, it maybe only took me 2 or 3 hours to knit completely. And so it's really quick, really simple. Of course the gauge is really big because of the yarn. So it's a great gift knit. It's a lot of fun to knit, and of course super cozy to wear. So then for sizing, the pattern includes 4 sizes, all adult sizes. So it's small, medium, large, and extra large. And on all of the pattern page information, like on Ravelry or my website or in the pattern itself, I've included all of the dimensions for each of those sizes. So if you know your hand circumference, then you're good to go. Of course, the length is customizable if you want to make it longer, and of course the cuff is also customizable. So let's see here. So that's what it looks like. Go ahead and put this one on too. So, like I said, it's also just a plain knit on the palm of the hand, so you don't have to worry about any texture being uncomfortable when you're using your hands. And then the decorative bit is on the back of the hand. Let's see here. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Oh, techniques in the pattern. Of course, the techniques are fairly simple. If you know how to knit a mitten, I'm sure you're good to go here. It has knits and purls, of course. It has cables, and then it has the increases for the thumb, and just the little bit that's different for the thumb with slipping off stitches and stuff. So I definitely recommend being comfortable working in the round before you knit these mittens. You do not have to know how to work a mitten. You don't have to know how to specifically work a thumb. I do recommend that you maybe have some familiarity with cables, just because like I had a test knitter who felt a little bit uncomfortable with trying to knit those in the round. But it is, if you're excited to try something new, if you're feeling adventurous, you want to learn how to knit cables, you want to learn how to knit a mitten, I think you can learn it for sure. Don't feel intimidated. I do have link tutorials in all of my patterns that teach you how to perform the techniques from the pattern. So in general, yes, the techniques are quite simple. The most difficult thing will be the cables and then increases and decreases, but those are fairly simple as well. So we talked yarn, design inspiration. I think that might be everything. I hope I'm not missing something. Anyway, if you're interested in purchasing the pattern, I have a link down below to my website, and when you click that link, it will take you to the pattern page on my website. On there it has all of the information about design inspiration, about knitting, specifically the techniques that are in the pattern, yarn information, how much yarn you'll need, sizing information, all of that, plus all of the links to where you can purchase the pattern. So as of the time I'm recording, it's on Payhip, LoveCrafts, and Ravelry are the 3 places where you can purchase the pattern, and so all of those links will be on that website page. So I hope you found this video helpful, informative, and I hope it answered any questions that you had about the mittens. If you have any further questions, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I'm happy to answer those, and I hope to see you around. I have here on the YouTube channel, I have videos like this for each of my designs, talking about the design information, and I also have video tutorials for knitting techniques. So some of those are like the tutorials that I've linked within my patterns, so those are also a resource available for you here. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the Snickerdoodle Knits YouTube channel for additional content like this. Happy knitting!